guys, thank you so much for joining in today. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos, but it's totally interesting, I promise. So before I jump in, I would love you guys to give this video a thumbs up, and if you liked it, if you would like to hear more stories like this, just go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get updated when I post new videos. So today I am talking about 5 creepy internet legends and games. Number 1. The Three Kings. This game first came out in the summer of 2012 and became very popular after it was posted to a subreddit. The setup of this game involves shutting yourself into a room with 2 mirrors at 3:30 in the morning and basically seeing what happens. So the mirrors should be set up on 2 chairs facing each other, and then you should have a 3rd chair placed in the middle, and that's where you're gonna sit. The chair you sit in is known as your throne, and that makes you the king, okay? And then the mirrors on your left and your right are known as the queen and the fool. However, you don't know which is the queen and you don't know which is the fool. But from their point of view, you are either the queen or the fool, and they're the king, and that's why the game is called The Three Kings. So you should be in a room with no windows, and at 3:30 a.m. you are to go into that room and sit down on your chair and wait to see what happens. The reason for this game is to access the shadow side. I'm not really sure why anybody would want to try this. It sounds really creepy, and I personally would not do it. But other than that, there's no real explanation as to what happens next. Number 2, the elevator game. So this seems to be the most popular game that I've come across. So it involves you entering an elevator alone, and it must be in a building that has at least 10 floors or more. So once you walk in, you have to press a certain set of buttons in a certain order to make this goal, I guess, to transport yourself into another world. So it's kind of like a mirror universe or an alternate dimension. So while doing this, you're going to be going from floor to floor. And once you hit the 5th floor, and if for some reason a woman enters on the 5th floor, do not look at her. Don't acknowledge her, don't answer her, act like she is not there. She is said to be from the other dimension, and she tries to mess with you. Getting back is kind of tricky. So you basically do the same thing that you did to get there, to get back. Number 3, the Blind Maiden website. So if you visit this URL, blindmaiden.com, under a specific set of conditions at specifically midnight during a new moon or on a Thursday, and you must be alone in your home with every light off, and you might just come across something you wish you wouldn't have. You will know you have access to the site when you receive this message. This website will take you to a whole new level of horror. A horror that will use all 5 of your senses. You must be careful not to click on anything by accident. You will be faced with a real experience of absolute horror. Click the accept button to engage actively in this experience. So if you clicked on the accept button, you'll end up seeing something on your monitor, and it's going to be a figure of a woman. She will start walking towards you, and she's going to get closer and closer, and there is no way to escape her. She will eventually get to you, and she wants your eyes. Number 4, the BlackEyed Children. So many people have sworn that they have run into the BlackEyed Children, also known as Black-Eyed Kids or BEK. The very first account of the BlackEyed Children was from a journalist by the name of Brian Bethel. Brian said he was in his car when 2 boys between the ages of 10 and 14 approached him. They asked him if he could take them to their mother's house because they were on their way to the movies, but they had forgotten their money at home. While these boys were talking to Bethel, he noticed that their eyes were coal black, and the boys kept insisting that they get in the car. However, they said, "We can't come into your car unless you tell us it is okay." And that's when Bethel left without the children in his car, and there have been countless stories of people saying they've come into contact with the BlackEyed Children, but as we know right now, it's just an urban legend born on the internet. Number 5, the Vanishing hitchhiker. There are many different versions to the story, but basically people pick up this hitchhiker on the side of the road, and by the time they get to their destination, the hitchhiker has vanished, and they soon learn that the hitchhiker was actually someone who had died. I've also read that people see the hitchhiker right before they pass or right after they pass the hitchhiker, and they disappear. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's Creepy Urban Legends. If you'd like to hear some more, like this video and subscribe for updates. I'll see you next time. Bye!